guys, it's Melanie. Happy Saturday and welcome back to another episode of Yield Weekly Home Fragrance Roundup. This is the video that goes up pretty much most Saturdays here on my channel, where I just chit chat about all of the home fragrance that I used around the house over the course of the past week. What I was burning, what I was melting, what I was crocking, what I was lamping, you know, all of that fun stuff. We are obviously in a new location today, so just a very quick disclaimer because this video might end up being a little bit different from my normal weekly home fragrance roundup, and I just want to explain that at the beginning in case, you know, it does have to change. But I am struggling with my left eye today. Random, but I've been going through some health changes over the last couple of years and kind of struggling to get my doctor to treat those changes in my body properly. And one of the many symptoms that I have is that my eyes now just water like crazy during certain times of the month. And today it's usually just mostly my left eye, and it will not stop. From the time I woke up this morning until I think it's like 2, maybe 3 in the afternoon right now already. It has just been watering nonstop. I went ahead and applied makeup this morning. That was completely pointless. I mean, most of what I have over here looks like a disaster. So anyway, I just wanted to give you a heads up. I might be changing the orientation of me, like from me being in front of the camera to behind the camera, and I just show you the candles. I just don't want there to be the constant distraction of me like wiping tears away. I'm not crying, I'm not sad, I'm having a fabulous day. This is the most annoying thing. I'm in such a good mood today, but like this is just pissing me off. Just so angry about it. Anyway, hopefully I can get this stuff sorted. I need to find a new doctor, so I'm still working on it. Anyway, now back to the usual here. Listen, I'm gonna show you guys a bunch of candles and stuff that I was using this week. I will link where you can find everything that I'm sharing in the description box down below. There will be information on candle sales for the weekend down there. There will be discount codes if you want to save a little bit of money at either HomeWorx or Kringle. Check the description box out for those. Yeah, there's quite a bit of information down there. If you don't know what a candle crock is or how it works or how to use it, if you don't know what a candle lamp is, check out the description box. There's actually a dedicated video for both of those candle accessories and a few other links for candle related content that you might find interesting. So yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with me taking you on a little tour of what is currently burning and melting. I am back to finally turning on, I actually just today, I'm filming this on Friday by the way, I just today turned on my Scentsy warmers again. They've been off for like the last close to 2 weeks at this point because we were having a little bit of a heat wave here in Oregon, and we were asked to conserve electricity if at all possible. So I just went ahead and for the bulk of the last 2 weeks have had all of my crocks, my lamps, and my Scentsy warmers off. I have a number of those around the house, and so yeah, but thankfully the temperatures are coming down just a little bit, so I kind of felt like maybe it was okay for me to turn that stuff on again. So I can show you what has been going in my crocks and underneath one of my lamps, and we will talk the Scentsy that I plopped into my warmers towards the end of the video. So let's go ahead and get into that, and then we'll come back, we'll see how this eyeball is doing. Maybe I can talk through, hopefully, maybe most of these before having to switch to being behind the camera. So anyway, let's get into the tour and then we'll pop back here. All right, we are in the entryway, and on the entryway table, I currently have HomeWorx Golden Guava. Now this is a Golden Guava from 2018, and as you can see, we have a problem during this most recent burn here. This candle has had no issues up until today, and obviously I am starting to get some puny wicks here. Here's the thing though, despite these tiny, tiny flames, this candle is still performing incredibly well in terms of strength and throw. And so I'm just kind of letting it go. But normally I would totally take this type of candle and plop it underneath one of my lamps to finish it off. Honestly, I think I only have maybe 1 or 2 more burns left anyway. You can see that I'm pretty far along in this one. It's going to be done probably by the end of this weekend. So hopefully I can just sort of let it go. This is definitely disappointing to me, but at least it didn't happen until the latter part of the candle here. But yeah, kind of a bummer, right? Anyway, this is not the lid that came with it. I keep the cute lids that I like from HomeWorx. That one came with the sugared lychee martini, I believe. But it looks cute on the golden guava as well. So anyway, so yeah, we're struggling here, but you know what? It's still actually performing, so we're gonna let it go. And yeah, worst case scenario is I pop this underneath my candle lamp to finish it off for the very last burn if the wick's completely done out. But honestly, I think it's just gonna continue down this path, and we're just gonna let it go. All right, let's move on to the next one. In the family room, I have, let's see if I can get it to focus here, the Voluspa Panjor Lychee. This is actually my last burn of this one, and I think probably within the next 3 hours, this one will be completely done. So I'm just gonna let it go. I did just recently review this one, and unfortunately, this was actually one of my least favorite from that Voluspa haul that I did. I will not be purchasing this one in a larger size, and I actually don't even think that I would repurchase this one in the future. It's just not the type of lychee scent that I really personally love, and so, yeah. I'm not saying it's bad, it just wasn't what I was expecting, so anyway, still glad I tried it. A lot of you guys recommended it. It's just not the, like I said, the type of lychee that I really tend to gravitate towards, but I am glad that I tried it, and if you are looking for maybe a slightly less sweet lychee, this might be worth checking out. All right, we are now at my kitchen island, and normally I don't actually have more than 2 candles lit at a given time, but I really like the way that this Voluspa Kalahari watermelon, how it smells alongside the Panjor lychee. It's actually making that lychee a little bit more enjoyable for me. And honestly, both of these are nearing their last burns. So I'm just kind of trying to finish them up. I love this Kalahari watermelon. I just recently reviewed this one earlier this week. I also did an in-depth review of the Panjor lychee. This Kalahari watermelon is one that if I don't buy the luxe size this summer, I will for sure be purchasing the luxe size at the start of next summer, because this fragrance is absolutely heavenly. It's one of the most fresh and honestly just really authentic watermelon fragrances that I've smelled. I love this scent. I do realize that Voluspa is definitely, you know, it's a higher price point than what most people want to spend for candles, especially since most of us are conditioned to Bath and Body Works sale pricing. So, you know, a $28, you know, 3-wick tin that burns 40 hours may not necessarily be something that appeals to you, but I will say the burn quality, the fragrances themselves, I do think they're worth splurging on. Now that's a personal opinion, obviously, but I have really enjoyed the vast majority of the Voluspa fragrances that I have burned in the past. I have not had good luck with their 1-wick candles. I will be very upfront about that. But their luxe and their heart sizes, if you find a fragrance that really speaks to you, I think they're absolutely worth investing in if that is something that you have the ability to do. I love this one, and next summer for sure, I mean, I might even consider purchasing the hearth size, because The color of the glass is that gorgeous kind of corally peach shade. I just love it. It speaks to me. Anyway, loving the way that these two Valispa candles are smelling towards the back of the house, and thankful that this one is helping to make the Panjor lychee a slightly more enjoyable experience for me. Not that it's a horrific scent. I don't want to imply that. It just wasn't what I was expecting. But this one, way more than I was ever expecting. So lovely, big fan. Welcome to my office. This is actually where I spend the bulk of my days. It's actually my computer right there. So yeah, I work from home, and I have this lamp on most days. I actually just started using this lamp again towards the earlier part of this week. I actually turned this lamp on before I even turned my Crocs back on. And underneath this one, there was a little bit of the HomeWorx Christmas cupcake that I needed to finish up. I had started that a couple of weeks ago, but then again, I took a break because of because of how hot it was. We did not need any extra heat in this house. Let me tell you, the air conditioner was struggling to keep up. But anyway, turn this one back on, and I have really been enjoying this Christmas cupcake. Bought so many sets of 2 from QVC back in either 20 or 2021, and this is the very last one. I'm thankfully now through all of these Christmas cupcake candles. Any of the ones that I had left, I have been melting underneath this particular lamp and have really been enjoying them. I would actually repurchase this scent in the future. I think it's a great year-round scent. I don't think it's just necessary for the holidays. One quick tip that I wanted to give you, if you are finding that your candle lamp is not doing a good job of melting the wax towards, like, you know, the side of the jar, one thing that you can do is kind of loosen your little screw in the back if you have one of these styles that allows you to lower or lift the shade. What you can do is leave it so that you can easily swing this around, and you can focus the bulb a little bit more towards the wax on the side of the jar. And because you then still have this opening over here for the fragrance to escape, you're melting everything, you're enjoying the fragrance, and yeah, I mean, does it look as pretty as, you know, when you have this like raised up? Probably not, but I don't know, I'm getting a great performance that way, and I am melting all of that wax. So if you're struggling with that, just start swinging that arm around a little bit until you start melting that wax, and that way you get to enjoy every single ounce of the candle that you purchased. Please remember that with lamps, you are only melting layers of wax at a time, so you will have to pour wax off. Refer to my Candle Crock and Candle Lamp 101 video if you have more questions about that. But anyway, let's go ahead and continue on with what is currently going in all of my crocks. Welcome to my laundry room. I do keep a candle crock in here. This is one of my favorite candle crocks of all time. It is now discontinued. I wish I could link it, but I do link to very beautiful, very simple candle crocks in the description box down below. So if you don't want the types of crocks that have the cheesy inspirational quotes on them, or that are like very themed, if you will, the ones that I link are very, very neutral. So it's not this one. Like I said, it's long discontinued, but I do definitely treasure this piece. Anyway, in here I have almost the full container of one of my last remaining Bath & Body Works Cocoa Paradise candles. Honestly, the candle was burning fine. It doesn't have any burn issues, but I only have a few of these left, and I do find that when I put my candles in my Crocs, especially with Bath & Body Works candles, because they tend to burn somewhat quickly, I actually get a longer lifespan out of some of these Bath & Body Works candles by plopping them into a Croc. I do leave my Crocs on 24/7, so I am essentially getting like 24/7 fragrance production, what do we want to call it? Fragrance output, if you will, by using my Croc. I do also just love the ambiance, so I do burn the vast majority of my candles, but I do think Crocs are a kind of unique way to potentially even extend the life of some of your favorite candles. You can turn your Crocs on and off. I mean, I don't do that. I just leave them on until all of the fragrance oils have dissipated and I don't smell anything anymore. But you certainly can turn your Crocs on and off. I work from home, so I usually like having things, you know, going throughout the day. But if you work outside of the home, you certainly don't have to keep this thing on during the day while you're not in your house. But anyway, I love me some candle Crocs. I love me some Cocoa Paradise. I really hope this fragrance comes back at some point. All right, we are now in my master bedroom, and this is actually one of the Crocs that I do have linked down below. This is a really pretty neutral ivory color. It does obviously have a little bit of a scroll work design on it, but I still think this one's pretty neutral, so I don't know. I'm fine with the style of this one, but the other one that I have linked is just a plain white, no scroll work, nothing like that. So if you want to go even more neutral than this, check out the other one that's linked. But anyway, what is in here? So this was burning perfectly fine, by the way. I only put this up here because I was just kind of craving the scent in my bedroom, and I don't spend a lot of time up here throughout the day because I'm usually downstairs in my office working at my computer, so I don't like having candles lit upstairs while I'm not actively up here. And I love this fragrance, and I just want to smell it whenever I walk into this room. So it made the most sense for me to plop it into my candle Croc. This is Country Candle Summer Cooler. Now, it was actually my intention to burn this one completely down. Like I said, there are no burn issues here. But I was just craving the fragrance, so I kind of sacrificed this one. I am, however, burning the other two, the Juicy Peach, and what's the other one? Blueberry Milkshake. I am burning those down completely. I was actually testing all three in terms of like the wicks. Country Candle did just come through recently with a wick change, and so when I purchased those three candles from that collection, it was my intention to burn them all the way down, but I kind of changed my mind about this one, obviously, so sorry about that. But I will work on burning the others completely all the way down, and I hope to have final, you know, results in my July home fragrance empties, which, by the way, can you guys believe that we are more than halfway through July? That's crazy. All right, I don't think that I have anything in my last Croc, but let me go check. Nope, nothing in this one, so let's head back downstairs. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed that little tour of what is currently burning, as well as being crocked and lamped around the house. Anyway, I seem to have a little bit of a lull in the watering, and I'm gonna try to run with this. So I'm gonna try to get through this video as quickly as I can. So this week, I really tried to focus on burning some of these new Kringle Fall 2024 fragrances. I got a solid 2 burns into each of them, and each of the burns that I've been doing have been around 5 hours. So just about roughly 10 to 12 hours with each of these fragrances. Obviously, I am nowhere near even a third of the way through them, so it will still be a little while before I obviously share some post-burn reviews here. But I also focused on burning a lot of the same country candles that I was burning last week as well. These are the new fall fragrances for Country Candle. In fact, I got a lot further into those this week. I didn't bother bringing them in here because we kind of talked a little bit about them last week, but do know that I was burning those as well. But I will have my first Country Candle Fall 2024 review going live tomorrow on my channel. I will say it is of my least favorite fragrance. You might know which one it is. Keep in mind, just because I don't really care for this fragrance, it doesn't mean that you won't care for it. I always say better safe than sorry. Maybe start out with the either daylights or wax melts first if you are ever unsure about a Kringle fragrance. So keep that in mind. But yeah, the first Country Candle review is going live tomorrow. And then next week you'll see hopefully a couple more. I've just gotten a little bit further into those country candles because that's what I started burning at first. I'm just very curious to see how the wicks are performing, especially since that has been a little bit of a like trouble spot for Kringle in terms of the country candle line since the soy switchover. So anyway, enough about Country Candle. Let's do some initial thoughts on these new fall fragrances. And once again, I want to remind you guys that I did receive these as PR from Kringle, so I did not pay for them. They are live on the website now. The Kringle candles, usually when the new season's fragrances are released, Kringle takes usually sometimes up to 2 months to put these on any type of sale. You can use my discount code Melanie15. That'll save you 15% off of most things on the website, but it will definitely save you 15% off of the new fall fragrances as well. So if you do want to pick up some wax melts, some daylights, you can use that to save yourself a little bit more money. Anyway, we're gonna get started with Salted Maple Pumpkin, which honestly, when I first saw the name of it, I was like, I'm probably not really gonna like this one because, as you know, or you might know if you've been here for a while, I'm not much of a maple person. As much as I love gourmands, I just find maple to be very intense and cloying a lot of times, and I just struggle with it, right? You guys, this is a maple that is enjoyable. Every once in a while, I come across a maple, I come across a caramel, you know, and some other like pineapples where normally I'm just like meh about it. But occasionally a company does these things well, according to, you know, my standards, which aren't necessarily everybody's. But what I'm really loving about this one is that the maple isn't the entire focus. It's very much present in the scent, and if you are a maple person, you will get some maple here. But for me, being a non-maple person, I just really appreciate the other fragrance notes in here. First of all, this is such a rich and buttery scent. The spice that they put in here is like the perfect amount of spice. This is such a delicious fragrance. I burned this one while I was making my coffee in the morning. What a fabulous combination together. This is delicious. And if you like these maple scents, absolutely think about picking this one up. Oddly enough, pumpkin is not listed in the fragrance notes at all on the bottom, but I feel like I smell like some pureed pumpkin in here as well, almost like the canned, like the Libby's spiced pumpkin pie, you know, the canned stuff that you can buy. I feel like I very much smell that in here, and I'm loving this scent. This is delightful. So big fan of this one. And you know what else I'm a big fan of? This bourbon apple and oud. Oh, you guys, this is good. This is very different from a lot of the apple scents that I tend to gravitate towards. Now, I will say, now that I have gotten into this one a little bit further, I am starting to smell a little bit more of that oud note, that kind of smoky, exotic, woody note. I do smell, it's a little bit incensey to my nose. I definitely smell it when this is lit. I didn't get as much of it when on cold sniff. On cold sniff, honestly, I smelled a lot more of the tonka bean in here, but you guys, this is delightful. I will say, I don't really get bourbon here. I feel like I smell more of maybe like that woody, no, is bourbon aged in oak? You'll have to forgive me. I am not a like fancy liquor drinker. Yeah, it's not me. Craig owns quite a bit of, you know, like bourbon, whiskey and stuff like that. People gift him this stuff all the time, and he's like, I don't really drink this much at all. So anyway, we have an entire cabinet full of all of these, you know, specialty bourbons and, you know, aged like 18, 30 years, whatever. And I feel like neither Craig or I really have an appreciation for them, but I feel like what I'm smelling in this one, again, is more of like that, like the barrel, the woody barrel notes, if you will, more so than like just the straight up like boozy bourbon note. There is a woodiness here. There is that oud. The tonka still very much present while I'm burning this. But that apple is delightful. It's a very sweet, very crisp, juicy apple note. Think more along the lines of like a Macintosh or like a Honeycrisp. Very, very sweet apple. This is amazing. It's even better burning. I'm telling you, this is delightful. If you like apple scents, again, you can try that one in the smaller formats, but I bet you're gonna fall in love with it. It's good. Okay, Maple Woods. What are my thoughts on Maple Woods? Okay, now this one I don't love as much as the Salted Maple Pumpkin, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It is a little bit more mapley than I want it to be. And this one is also interesting because they pair the maple with a very true woody note. There's also some amber in here, and the amber is quite, I would say, forward. And I'm not sure how I feel about mixing amber and maple together. This one it's a little funky to my nose, but not funky bad, just very different and something that I've never smelled before. And I'm not sure that my brain has really like processed this smell quite yet, if that makes sense. I don't dislike it, but I also don't smell it and think, I love this. You know, it's kind of random. I wish that I had a more extreme reaction to it, but I think like I said, I'm still kind of trying to process it. So we need a few more burns with this one. I do love the label of this one probably the most. I mean, this just looks like the most beautiful, like New England country drive. Still on my bucket list to get to New England during one of these fall seasons. Pumpkin Rum Toddy, love it. Listen, this one here, fabulous. And you know why I love it? It's because it reminds me of my Grandma Betty. She is no longer with us, but this lady was the rum toddy queen of the family. She loved her some hot toddies. So this just kind of is a good memory trigger of my grandma. This is delicious though, you guys. This kind of takes me back. This is gonna sound weird, but it takes me back to the old school Yankee days, you know, like the Yankee Candle of the 90s when they had those very, I felt like a lot of the scents back then maybe were a little bit more potpourri-like. There is this very like, it's a very distinct fragrance that I remember from the 90s, and how do I explain it? Did your moms, if you were, you know, in your teen years and your 90s, did your moms ever purchase the bags of potpourri that just had kind of a generic, like, mulberry spicy type fragrance? Like, this kind of falls in line with that, but I'm not saying this smells like mulberry, but it's the same type of spice notes that were in a lot of those, like, bagged potpourris, and my mom would simmer those on the stovetop. And I just remember the house smelling so cozy, so warm. And I feel like there were a number of fragrances at Yankee at the time. I don't remember the names. I wish I could remember that far back. But, you know, I remember going to my Yankee Candle at I would go to the one in Olympia at the Capitol Mall. I don't even think it's still open anymore. But I would go in there and smell, you know, through all of the candles. And a lot of them smelled kind of similar to my nose. And this just reminds me of that. So the notes here are pumpkin, spice, rum, citrus, fruit, butter, and vanilla. It just, I mean, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of home in a way. And I think it's because my mom did those simmer pots. But anyway, moral of the story is I love this one. It is delightful. And if you want to take a trip down memory lane, I feel like this is one worth checking out. All right, let's talk, Warm and Toasty. Fabulous. This is a very like woody, hearthy, sweet marshmallow. So there's cedar in here. It does smell like a charred cedar note. Normally I don't like these types of like smoky scents, but again, this is one where I'm like, holy cow, They did a really great job on this because I really enjoy this when it's burning. Smoky scents usually get relegated to burning in the backyard. We have a covered patio area, but I don't feel like I need to do that with this one because the marshmallow adds that sweetness that I feel like that smoky scent needs to make it so much more enjoyable inside of the house. This will be a repurchase for me 100%. Honestly, several of these will have to be repurchases throughout the fall because by the time that I'm done testing these, I'm already probably going to be halfway through and it'll be well before September even starts. So yeah, I think I'll probably need another set of my faves here, but so good. If you like Marshmallow Fireside from Bath & Body Works, I will say this, I can't really compare it for most of that scent because I feel like the cedar makes it, that smoky note, a little bit more unique, I would say, in the Warm and Toasty. But I love Marshmallow Fireside as well. So anyway, I think if you like Marshmallow Fireside, you're probably gonna like Warm and Toasty. Okay. Now this one is still a little controversial for me. This is Kittens and Cashmere. I do wish this was a different type of scent based on this adorable label because who doesn't love a perfectly cute kitten? But listen, was it Katie? I think it was Katie that compared this to Sweater Weather. I do very much think that this is a sweater weather vibe type of fragrance. And I've made no secret in the past that I don't really personally care for sweater weather. I never have. But I will admit that I don't actually hate this one when it's burning. And I've been burning it inside, I know. Listen, this has eucalyptus, it has mint, it has herbal notes. And normally stuff like that, I'm not a fan. But I think that the fir needle note in here, and I think the amber and the musk kind of bring this one back into an area where I can at least like somewhat enjoy it. Still wish it was a different scent based on this label, but I can actually burn it inside, which kind of says a lot again for a fragrance like this. I don't think it's awful. I don't think it's terrible. And again, if you like these fresher, more outdoorsy fall type fragrances, this is your candle. It's just that normally in the past, I haven't really gravitated towards this stuff, if that makes sense. All right, we spent a fair amount of time on those. More info to come on these, I promise. Let's talk about some of these other things. First of all, what did I finish this week? I finished my first Volispa. Now, I will be done with the other two that you saw before the end of the weekend as well. So we'll just say I finished 4 candles this week. If those 2 get done when I think they are, then I will have finished 4 candles this week, which makes me feel pretty good. This is the Volispa Italian Bellini. So let me show you how much wax was left after the wicks extinguished themselves so that you can see. So you can see, can you see that metal wick clip there? So the wax is definitely below the wick clip line. There is a little bit that kind of, I guess, is remaining in the bottom here. And if I was really going to be a stickler about it, I would probably just set this on top of one of my like hot plate type warmers that I have. And I would kind of, you know, warm the rest of this. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I've gotten my money's worth out of this one. And I really don't feel like digging that hot plate warmer out right now. But did I love this Italian Bellini, and would I consider purchasing a larger format of it? Yes, probably at this point. We are so close to, well, myself and I am so close to switching over to fall decor here soon. That sounds crazy because, again, we're still in July, but I tend to decorate for fall towards the middle of August. I film a Decorate With Me series. It takes me a couple weeks to get that edited. All of those videos, so that then they go live at the beginning of September. So that's why I decorate so early. I'm not saying you have to, but anyway, you'll be seeing some pumpkins in the background here shortly, but that means that my summer burning will come to a screeching halt once those pumpkins get busted out. Even if it's still 90 degrees out, once the pumpkins are out, like in my mind, I'm in fall. You know, that's the kind of person I am. Join me in, you know, this unique reality of mine. But yeah, this, I will probably end up purchasing this in a larger format next summer from, well, it's delicious. Like, super effervescent, very bright, very cheery, the perfect peach. Like, this is delightful. I did do an in-depth review of this one, so definitely check that out. These tins would also be great to reuse. I'm gonna ask Stella if she wants some of these. Stella sews, and so I feel like she could use these to put like her needles, pins, you know, that kind of stuff. So I'll probably just collect these and let her pick a couple of her faves, and then I will clean them out, and she can use these for her, you know, sewing supplies. Isn't it great that like today's kids are getting into things like sewing? I tell you what, I did not when I was 12. Sewing, no thanks. So yeah, mad props to Stella. Anyway, this is unicorn poop. Now this one, there's not even wicks in here anymore. So I ended up finishing this one in my candle crock. Actually, it started its life and ended its life in the candle crock in my master bedroom. Unicorn poop is basically a pink, Aqualina pink sugar dupe. If you've ever worn that perfume, the candle smells exactly like it. Love this one. It smelled amazing in my master bedroom. It was in there for a number of weeks. So I did reuse the wax, by the way, in one of my, I'm starting to make a lot of like fire starters for the upcoming fall season. Again, we have a covered patio area. We have an outdoor fireplace, and honestly, Craig and I hang out there pretty much year round. Even when it was snowing in January, around here, we were still hanging out in the backyard with a fire while the snow was coming down. That's one of my favorite things in the world to do, is to sit back there with just a blanket in front of the fire and yeah, I don't know, enjoying a cocktail or something. Anyway, let's keep going. Okay, I only lit this one once this week. I said that I was going to fully enjoy it this summer, but I have to admit I'm having a hard time. It's my last one, and this is one of my favorite lychee fragrances that I've ever smelled. I was actually hoping that the Panjor lychee from Volispa would smell somewhat similar to this, but unfortunately not. So I did light this one this week and then realized that I actually had to go run an errand. So can you see what I did? Ooh, I know, I had to blow it out before it fully pulled out. I'm hoping that I didn't wreck the candle by doing this, but I've honestly been afraid to light it up. Not that, again, I couldn't put it in a crock, but some of these, I just really love the way they look burning. And this one, because of this like really cool kind of rainbow ombre effect, I just love the look of this one. I don't know. It smells so stinking good. I'm really sad this one didn't come back this year. If anyone has any insider pull with Bath & Body Works, can you please beg them to bring this back next summer? I would, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think I would maybe even consider paying full price. But only from Bath & Body Works, because I'd have to be able to get it in the store and I'm not paying for shipping. I know someone's gonna be like, just go on eBay. Listen, I'm not willing to pay $40 for this, but I'll pay, ooh, God, it was $26.99. Yeah, these are expensive. Okay, maybe I wouldn't pay full price for it. That's ridiculous. I can wait for a sale and a coupon. Okay, let's talk this. Okay, this is HomeWorx Espresso Martini. So, ooh, I really like this one. Listen, there's an in-depth review coming tomorrow, so stay tuned. I'm kind of giggling because I moved this while it was cooling, and it looks like there is a tongue or something. Doesn't that look weird? It was on my kitchen counter, and you know, I blew it out and then went to go put the lid on it after it had started to harden a little bit, and I kind of slid it along the counter to get it out of the way of something that I was trying to get at. And yeah, like the wax wasn't fully hardened and this little tongue formed. That's fun, right? Anyway, no burn issues with this one, and it smells so good. I think HomeWorx does some pretty good coffee scents. I even like the one that most people hated because of the addition of the nutmeg. I love the nutmeg. I was kind of a big fan of that. All right, oh, where's the other one? Oh, it's probably still in the kitchen. Okay, this is Country Candle Juicy Peach. I was enjoying this one this week, usually in the afternoon hours. I was trying to burn the fall stuff in the morning, and then in the afternoon hours, I was trying to enjoy more of like my summer candles because I'm still trying to get through some of my summer candle collection here. But yeah, this is Juicy Peach. I love Juicy Peach. The blueberry milkshake is kind of almost at the same point as this one. I did do in-depth reviews of these. Was it last week? I think it might have been last week. I love this peach. This is delightful. This better stay in the country candle lineup for next year because I want more of this. This is and even the blueberry milkshake, although the blueberry milkshake smells a little bit more like blueberry pie to my nose. I don't really think it's a milkshake. I feel like it's misnamed, but it smells quite similar to me actually to the Bath & Body Works blueberry pie. So if you're into that, there's that. Okay, I did finally review this. You guys, I love this candle. It is massive. It is also incredibly slow burning. So despite the fact that it is $129, I still very much think this was worth splurging on. I bought this myself. This is the Sniff Creme Couture. Perfect, fabulous, flawless burn. The wicks like are no maintenance. I don't trim these wicks for the most part. I just let them go. There is a little bit of residue that kind of hangs on to the side, but once you get a little further down, it starts to melt and, you know, fall back into the wax. I do wish it had a prettier label. In my review of this, I do compare it to Jelly Donut. So if you're interested, check out the in-depth review of this one. I love it. You don't have to buy this 50-ounce size like I did. There is an 8-ounce size available, but the 8-ounce size is, I believe it's $48. So once again, I don't think the vast majority of people are going to be willing to try this because of the price point, which really bums me out because it is so good. And I want everyone to have it. I want everyone to experience it, especially if you love Kringle Reserve Jelly Donut. I'm telling you, so good, so good. I almost want to subscribe. They have a subscribe and save where if you put this on like an auto delivery plan, I think you can adjust how frequently you get it, but it'll save you a little bit of money. I think it's only $109 if you do the subscribe and save. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. It's just so good. But I don't know when I'm going to get through this thing. Now, the good thing is I can see myself burning this well into the fall and probably even in the holidays. So yeah, I'm going to definitely finish this one this year at some point. I'm not putting it away after the summer because of the type of scent that it is. I think it lends itself to transitioning into a lot of, you know, fall and, like I said, even holiday fragrances. So I'm going to keep going with it, but I love this thing and there are no regrets on my end, I tell you that. Okay, and the very last candle that I want to talk about before we talk about a couple of Scentsy bars here is this one. Okay, I'm officially, well, not quite. I'm almost to the halfway point with my Sea Breeze. I did pick up a couple of these earlier this summer because I love this fresh ocean breeze coconut type fragrance. The other one that I have, I'll probably just save for next summer at this point, but I will continue to nurse this one along for the remainder of July and into half of August before we transition to fall. But I love it, you guys. It smells so good. Plus, it's kind of a powerhouse. I mean, Kringle, on average, I would say I get a solid medium throw from most Kringle candles, especially in this 2-wick formulation here. I find that the Kringle candles are a little bit stronger than the country candles normally. That's why I tend to prefer these. But what I'm really looking forward to, and what I wish I could give you a date for, is when the 4 wicks are coming out. I'm just not sure when that is slated to happen. As soon as we are allowed to say something about that, I will definitely let you guys know. But I look forward to investing in Kringle 4 wicks. I think that is going to be one of the biggest game changers for Kringle, and I'm really excited for them because as well as these 2 wicks perform for me, I'm going to expect that the 4 wicks are going to give me more. And I will take more. I obviously prefer larger, I prefer smack you in the face type fragrances. Subtlety has never really been my thing. So anyway, let's discuss a little bit of wax here. I don't have a ton. Like I said, I just turned my warmers on again. I have missed them. I have desperately missed my Scentsy warmers. So anyway, in here today, I actually have this one right here. And this smells so good. Surfer Chick. What a beautiful, perfumey, tropical floral. This is delightful. I feel like I smell, I don't remember the fragrance notes for this one, but I feel like I almost get like a little touch of plumeria in here, and I love plumeria. This is good. Yeah. I don't think it's gonna be club worthy. I don't think it's gonna be club worthy. This is, it's fruity, it's florally, it's tropical. This is, who else loves this? I love this scent. I don't think I'm gonna put it in my club, but I probably see myself picking up a few more of these. I still need to place my second bring back my bar order. So, but first I need to start testing some of these other fragrances. And now that my warmers are back on, I can do that this next week. Okay, the other one, my Jam and Jubilee, my Share Scentsy haul. It was actually the Bring Back My Bar haul. And I would say almost half of that haul was just bars of this. This is Jam and Jubilee. I love this raspberry scent. Now, what's kind of funny to me is there were a number of people who were like, I really didn't like the raspberry and the Jam and Jubilee. Whereas for me, like, I feel like I have finally found a raspberry that I enjoy. So I have this in my club. I don't think I will ever take it out, but I also will probably end up buying another like couple of 6-packs of this because you know, sometimes I do subtract things from my club that, you know, that I might be just like okay with at one point. But I don't know, I'm still in love with this one. So we're not anywhere near me subtracting this, but I definitely would not subtract any of the other fragrances as well. It would have to be like an eeny, meeny, miny, mo type of thing, I guess. But yeah, guys, this is it. These are the only two. So I really I gotta get going on melting the remainder of my summer stuff from Scentsy. I already have a healthy amount of fall left over from last year. So yeah, I gotta get going on some fall melting as well. But I appreciate you guys being here. I'm so glad this finally stopped. I mean, all the mascara and makeup underneath my eye is gone, but at least I wasn't wiping tears away the entire video. So hooray for me. Thank you guys for being here. Stay tuned for some candle reviews tomorrow. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new. And don't forget to let me know what you were burning and melting in the comments down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Toodaloo.